Cool, I said. Not angry, not crying, just calm. Then I added one sentence that changed everything. Then nothing is happening this year. There was silence on the other end of the phone, the kind of silence that tells you someone finally realizes they've underestimated you. My mother thought I'd beg. She thought I'd apologize. She forgot something important. Christmas only worked because of me. My name is Hannah Reed. I'm 29 years old. And for as long as I can remember, Christmas in my family was never about joy. It wasn't about traditions. It wasn't about togetherness. It was about responsibility. While everyone else showed up, it was about responsibility. While everyone else showed up, I showed up early. While they laughed, I calculated. While they celebrated, I prepared for everything that could go wrong. Because if something broke, if someone forgot, if tension exploded at the table, they didn't look at my mother. They looked at me. I was the planner, the fixer, the emergency solution no one thanked. The holiday worked because I absorbed the chaos quietly and never asked for credit. And the dangerous part? They started believing Christmas would survive without me. They were wrong. Because when the person holding everything together finally lets go, it doesn't fall slowly. It collapses. And this is the story of the moment I stopped saving Christmas and watched the truth come out instead. Every December, the same routine began before the decorations even came out. It started with lists, then schedules, then quiet panic. I booked the flights before anyone asked. I coordinated relatives who couldn't be in the same room without tension. I assigned dishes carefully, making sure no one felt slighted, offended, or ignored. I memorized allergies, tracked who was still speaking to whom, planned seating like a negotiation table, not a family dinner. And every year, without fail, something went wrong. A cousin forgot their dish. An uncle arrived late and angry. Someone said something they shouldn't have. Before voices rose, before tears started, I stepped in. A text here, a phone call there, a quiet apology on behalf of someone who never made one themselves. My mother, Linda, stood in the center of it all, smiling. She's incredible, people said. She does everything. And I stood behind her, holding the strings that made the performance work. They never saw the messages I answered at midnight, trying to keep the peace. They never saw me sprinting between 3 stores because someone forgot a gift again. They never saw me scrubbing dishes alone in the kitchen, listening to laughter drift in from the living room like a party I wasn't invited to. By the time I joined them, the story had already been written. Linda was the hero. I was invisible. I wasn't treated like a daughter. I was treated like staff. And the worst part? I didn't fight it. Because somewhere along the way, I learned that love meant being useful. That if I kept things running smoothly, maybe I'd earn my place. I didn't realize then that I was teaching them something dangerous. That I could be relied on, but never respected. And that kind of role doesn't come with gratitude. It comes with expectation. 2 weeks before Christmas, my phone rang. Mom. No hi. No how are you. No warmth in her voice at all. She skipped straight past connection and landed on control. Hannah, we're keeping things small this year, she said. You don't need to come. For a second, I actually laughed. Not because it was funny, but because my brain couldn't catch up to the words. I don't need to come, I repeated, waiting for the joke that never arrived. On the other end of the line, she exhaled sharply, the sound she made when I inconvenienced her. You've been difficult lately, she said. I don't want tension this year. Difficult. Not exhausted. Not hurt. Not overwhelmed. Difficult. I stared at the wall of my apartment, listening as she continued talking, about peace, about harmony, about how she just wanted a calm holiday. But what she really meant was clear. Do the work quietly, or don't show up at all. If I wasn't useful, I wasn't welcome. That's when something inside me shifted. Not loudly, not dramatically, just cold. Like a switch finally flipping after years of being held down. Because for the first time, she wasn't asking me to help. She was reminding me of my place. And for the first time in my life, I didn't rush to apologize. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't argue. I didn't try to explain myself or fight for my place. I just let the silence stretch long enough for her to notice. "Okay," I said finally. There was a pause on the line, confusion slipping into her breath. And then I added calmly, "Then I'm canceling everything." She laughed. A short, dismissive sound. "You wouldn't do that," she said. "You always come through. Always." That word told me everything. She still thought I was the helper, the backup, the reliable little solution who would panic at the thought of disappointing her. She didn't realize something important. I wasn't helping Christmas happen. I was Christmas. I held the contact lists, the bookings, the schedules, the passwords, the plans everyone assumed would magically appear. I wasn't a participant. I was the infrastructure. And infrastructures don't argue. They shut down. I hung up the phone, staring at the screen as it went dark. For the first time, I wasn't afraid of what would happen next. I was curious. Because when the system people rely on disappears, everything built on it starts to fail. And I had just pulled the plug. Here's the part my family never questioned. Because it was easier not to. Every vendor contract was under my name. Every catering order, every rental, every delivery window, every group chat. I didn't just participate. I ran them. I was the one sending reminders days in advance, and again the night before, just in case. I was the backup plan when the backup plan failed. If someone forgot a dish, I already had a solution. If someone got lost, I was already on the phone. Even Grandma's ride, the one everyone assumed just happened, that was me. So that night after the call, I didn't make a dramatic announcement. I didn't confront anyone. I simply stopped. No reminders, no confirmations, no last-minute fitsums. I let the silence do the work. Then I opened the family group chat, the one I'd built and maintained for years. I created a new one. Everyone was added. Everyone. Except my mother. And I typed one message. Just one. "Mom's feeling overwhelmed this year and decided not to host a big Christmas. I'll be opening my place instead for anyone who still wants to celebrate." I read it twice, checked my tone, made sure it sounded calm, reasonable. Then I hit send. And for the first time in my life, I put my phone face down on the table. No explanations, no defending myself, no waiting for permission. Because when you stop holding everything together, you don't need to announce it. You just step back and let the truth reveal itself. The replies came in faster than I expected. My phone lit up, one message after another. "Oh, we were only coming because of you. Honestly, your place sounds nicer anyway. Can I bring dessert? Let me know what time. I'll help." Each message landed softly, but together they hit like thunder. Because suddenly the truth was out. People weren't gathering for her. They were gathering for me. Across town, my mother felt it before she understood it. The control slipping. The story unraveling. She called my brother first, then my aunt, then another relative, trying to rewrite what was happening in real time. And when that didn't work, she called me. The second I answered, her voice exploded through the phone.
"What do you think you're doing? You're ruining everything." Accusations poured out in waves. Selfish, dramatic, ungrateful. I held the phone away from my ear and let her burn herself out. Then I brought it back. "No," I said, my voice steady. "I'm not ruining anything." There was a beat of silence. "I just stopped covering for you." The line went quiet. Because for the first time, she didn't know how to respond. And for the first time, I wasn't afraid of her anger. I was free from it. That's when something happened, something I wasn't prepared for. A private message appeared on my screen. Not public, not dramatic, just quiet. A cousin. "Is it true," she wrote, "that Mom used your college money years ago?" My stomach dropped. Not in panic, in recognition. Because some truths don't surprise you. They confirm what your body has known for years. I didn't answer right away. Instead, I went digging. Old emails, archived bank statements, an account I hadn't looked at since I was a teenager. And there it was. My name. My fund. Drained. No warning. No conversation. Just gone. She had emptied it, covered it up, and then told the family I had chosen not to continue school. That lie had lived comfortably for years. It explained everything. The guilt, the way I'd been framed as irresponsible, the subtle looks when education came up. Christmas wasn't the first thing she took from me. She took my future. And Christmas? Christmas was just the last thing I was still protecting for her. Christmas came anyway, just not the way it always had. My apartment was full. Too many coats on the chairs, too many shoes by the door, voices overlapping, laughter spilling into the hallway. It was messy, unpolished, real. Someone burned one of the dishes so badly we had to open windows, and then we all laughed and ordered pizza like it was planned. Grandma sat on the couch, smiling softly, watching everyone like she was memorizing the moment. No one cared that the plates didn't match. No one cared that the schedule was gone. For the first time, Christmas wasn't a performance. It was a gathering. Across town, my mother sat at a long dining table set for 12. 12 plates, 12 chairs, 4 people, and a silence so loud it probably rang in her ears. Later that night, there was a knock on my door. Soft, careful. I already knew who it was. I opened the door just enough to see her standing there, makeup smudged, coat still on, pride barely holding together. I didn't invite her inside. I didn't raise my voice. I just told her the truth. About the money, about the lies, about what it cost me. And for the first time in my life, I didn't apologize for needing more. Here's what I learned, and it cost me more than one holiday to understand it. Being needed isn't love. It's convenience. Being useful isn't respect. It's expectation. And silence? Silence isn't peace. It's just pain with good manners. For years, I thought holding everything together made me valuable. That if I absorbed enough chaos, if I fixed enough messes, I'd finally earn my place. But all I really did was protect a story that didn't protect me back. The moment I stopped carrying it, the moment I stepped away, the truth didn't whisper. It collapsed. And sometimes that collapse isn't destruction. It's freedom. Because not everything that falls apart was meant to stand. So let me ask you something. If your family only values you for what you provide, for what you fix, for what you sacrifice, what do you think would happen if you stopped? If you stepped back? If you went quiet? If you let the truth speak for itself? Would they finally see you? Or would the whole illusion fall apart? Tell me in the comments. Would you keep the peace? Or would you cancel the lie and build something real instead? I'll be reading your stories.